Hey everyone, petzergling here with Daz, bringing you the second game of Group E of the Lost Saga MSL, and this is going to be Much versus by.hero. And by.hero just really impressed me. I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with the other individual leagues, but by.hero actually took out Bisu, and Bisu has been eliminated by 2 Zerg. So I'm really looking forward to see Hero's ZVP versus Much, who I would say is not a very good player. I don't like Much at all. What do you think about this game?
Well, first of all, I'm going to have to disagree with you about Much. I think Much is a good player. I think recently he has been playing well. He's an old veteran, you know, and he's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve, and I think he has the potential to take games from pretty much anyone. And so I'm excited about this game. I mean, as you mentioned, by.hero knocking Bisu out of the OSL, and that's no small task for a Zerg to do. Even and now Bisu's actually been knocked out of both Star Leagues by Zerg, so I don't know what you can really say about that. But this is young up-and-coming Zerg, and doing big things, man. He beat Ruby and he beat BC to get through the MSL. I mean, get into the OSL. I'm expecting big things from him, and it should be an exciting game. I just can't wait to see him ZVP against Much. Do a countdown for syncing here. 2, 1, 0. Game starting. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game. I hope Much does some crazy, unique stuff. I want to see Much do some kind of reverse air, maybe some D-webs. He's had some pretty exciting PvZ games lately, and I'm kind of looking forward and hoping to see that.
Yeah, one thing on the note of Bisu, I just want to point out, because I think it's pretty funny. I don't know if they're going to do it for the entire MSL or just the round of 32 intro, but I mean, it's only Bisu in the entire intro, and he was knocked out in the first group of the round of 32, and now all these videos have the Bisu introduction, and he's just not even in the tournament anymore, which, you know, not to say I don't like Bisu, but, you know, I still think that's pretty funny. And, you know, even though I don't think Hero's that good, but I would definitely say he's been playing ZVP very well lately. He's definitely improving, getting a name out for himself. And but Much, just like you said, you know, you like to call it creative, I like to call it cheese. But on new maps, you know, where really, you know, kind of strange strategies can really thrive, I'm gonna have to give the advantage to Much here a little bit. I'm not really too familiar with this map. This is Carthage. We saw a little bit of ZVZ on this map in the Group A, but I'm sure both of these two players are a lot more familiar with this map than I am.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they've gotten tons of practice on it. In terms of the map balance, it's probably slightly Zerg favored map. I don't know much about it. I haven't seen it played a lot, but just judging by the fact that the distances between the two players are really high, like if you've noticed, Much's probe is taking quite a bit of time to get to his enemy's base. He's still not really there. And that always favors the Zerg a little bit because the Protoss kind of want to be aggressive in the mid game. So the more time the Zerg has to kind of get his techs up and get his expansions up, the better it is. Okay, nice little trick there. Nice try anyway. Much was totally ready for it. But yeah, on that note, I think it is a slightly Zerg favored map, but I don't think it's going to make a big difference, especially with a player like Much, who's a very kind of creative player. He's probably going to be able to find some ways to use the map to his advantage, especially with a strange middle ground. Maybe he's going to break down those temples for a quicker push. Who knows? We're pretty much just going to have to wait and see. But if you ask me, I'm going to put my vote on by.hero just because as an up-and-coming player, he took down Bisu. He's got all the momentum in the world for him in this game. I think he's really got all the momentum. He's not expecting to lose. He probably feels like he's on top of the world right now.
Yeah, and you know, I'm gonna have to. I think Much's opening here was a little bit. Actually, I guess it really wasn't better, but I just think I was really surprised on Hero's opening how he went for the 12 hatchery on a 1v1 map. Usually you don't see a lot of Zergs do this just because the probe can just delay that hatchery so much. So I'm really surprised that Hero went for the 12 hatch, you know. And I think just like you said, the map distance is really big. So even if he went for an early pool, he didn't, you know, he couldn't really force him to put down those cannons. So, you know, I'm going to have to say it's a little bit favored to Protoss, at least in the early game, just because it's just really tough for a Zerg to put pressure on that early Protoss Sim City. I think Much really could have went Forge Nexus against pretty much any opening just because of the map distance. And it looks like Hero's going for his third expansion. So pretty standard macro build here from Hero. And we've been seeing a lot of Zergs doing the 5 hatchery with the 3 gas and just pumping out a lot of Hydras and then getting some Mutalisks to snipe some Templars. So I think we might see Hero play a pretty standard game here.
I hope so. I mean, I don't want to see him do any kind of all-in. I want to see. I really want to see what kind of skill this kid has got. You know, I haven't really had a chance to see him play much, but I just kind of heard big things about him. So I kind of want to see what he can do. He's off to a pretty good start so far. I think actually he 12 pooled. Like he sent the drone out to 12 hatch, and I think as soon as he saw Much's probe there to harass him, he built a pool quickly. So he 12 pooled and then hatched, which is kind of it's not really a strong build in either direction. It's just kind of a very safe overall build. You get a decent economy out of it, but you can't really rush anyone. So I wouldn't say that puts them ahead or behind. They're looking pretty even so far in this game. I mean, so far everything's playing out standardly. His lair here is not early, but it's a little quick. A lot of the time we see Zergs take a 4th hatch before their lair, but we're not seeing it here. Much, however, does not know what's going on. If there's one thing that right now is making a difference in this game, it's the fact that Much's scouting probe is not in the base of by.hero anymore, so Much is kind of playing blind. He doesn't know exactly what's going on. Okay, he's sending that Zeal out. He's probably going to send that Zeal out to try to harass the drones at the expansion that by.hero took over there in the right corner. And it doesn't look like by.hero has any defense there yet, so he might be able to snipe a drone or two, especially if Much manages to keep his by.hero busy with his scouting probe. One of the things you'll see if you have the multitasking ability to do it, a great thing to do as a Protoss versus a Zerg is to just constantly be sending out probes and keep your scouting, keep your scouting probe alive and constantly send out zealots everywhere just so that he has to spread his attention. See, just like this, by.hero is focusing on the scouting probe. He has no idea that the zealot is coming. The zealot's basically going to get some free drone kills. Even if he manages to survive with the drones here, it's going to lose a lot of mining time. Okay, so he was pretty quick with the Zerglings there. He got Zergling speed. But either way, this is very annoying. It's a pain in the ass to deal with, and it is slowing him down just that little bit.
Yeah, it did a little bit of economic damage there, but yeah, I was really surprised. Hero's response to that was really quick. You know, he had those Zerglings up there.
Yeah,
just like you said, I don't think Much had his scouting probe, too far away. I think if he would have been just a little bit sneakier, or maybe if he would have tried to keep it in the main of Hero, instead of going back to see the 3rd base, then going out, I think he could have done, at least a little more economic damage, forced Hero to run the drones around a little bit. And it looks like Much playing pretty standard here, going for Sayer DT, getting that Templar Archives down. Looks like only a single gateway. I think he's just putting his 2nd gateway down now. And there's
sorry
the
to interrupt you, but of note,
yeah,
the Forge is not spinning, so he is not upgrading +1 yet. So he's not going to be going for, you can tell right from that he's not going to be going for any kind of early pressure at all. And he might actually end up being behind to the Zerg depending on when the evolution chamber goes up for by.hero.
Yeah, and putting down a lot of gateways. It looks like going to be 4 total, and he's probably going to expand off of those 4. I'm not sure how much damage he's going to be able to do with his Sayer DT harass. But looks like, so the Spire went down only for Scourge. So, I mean, we've been seeing this build just everywhere from Zerg players, and it's been, really effective. We saw Savior beat Bisu with it on in the Group A. And just a lot of Zergs just constantly winning this map. I know Luxury does this a lot, and as well as Yarnak. And the Hero Scourge, they're looking for that Corsair, but it's already out and about. And there's the DT. So let's see, just like you said, Much is probably playing for the late game here, so he's probably really hoping to get some harassment in. But Hero has a Sunken and it's got an Overlord at both expansions, and he's got the Scourge chasing around that Corsair. So I can't imagine this harassment's really going to do anything. At the very most, it's going to prevent Hero from taking a 4th base while Much tries to get his 3rd online.
I can't see that he's really going to do anything. by.hero is too well defended. My video stopped there for a second. Yeah, by.hero is too well defended. He's not gonna be able to do much damage. I really don't think that he expects to do much damage with his Dark Templar. He's just gonna run around and put some pressure on by.hero. And I think it's a really good thing that the build that by.hero was doing, this build where you get 5 hatcheries or 4 hatcheries with 3 gas, I think it's a really strong build for the Zerg. Because it allows them to control the mid game a lot more effectively than they would if they had tried some kind of Hydralisk or Mutalisk all-in. Basically, what the whole point of the build is you get a Spire to get Scourge to prevent Corsair harassment, and you get Hydralisks just for, defense, and you get a Den just so you can get Hydralisks for defense in case they go Reavers, or you can get Lurkers really quickly in case they do some kind of Zeal at Archon. So it's a really good all-around, all-in build. It's probably the best way to play for a Zerg if you're looking to get into the mid-game, late game. But now we see that Much is actually going for the 2 Archon, Speed Zealot,